Hey there, it's Richey with Richey Property Management, and today I am diving into a question that our team actually gets pretty frequently. The question is, should I let my tenant do improvements on my rental property? Now, at first, this might sound like a win-win, right? The tenant gets what they want and you get to save some money, but hold on, because while there may be some pros that you're thinking about, I'll tell you, in my opinion, that the cons will outweigh those pros 99% of the time. So I want you to listen carefully to this video before you hand over the hammer or a paintbrush to your tenant. Let's get into it. So does this sound familiar? Your tenant comes to you and says, hey, I can save you some money and I can remodel your bathroom because I really want something fresh and I'm a contractor, and in exchange, you can just reduce my rent and that'll be great, right? Or they say, my kid wants the bedroom painted pink and I promise that we'll paint it back to a neutral color when we leave. So I know this sounds really appealing, right? And there are a lot of landlords who may just not think this through and might say, sure, go ahead, sounds great to me. What can it hurt? So let's talk about that mindset here and the pros. That pro might be saving money, and if a tenant offers to fix a leaky faucet or paint a room, you might be thinking that's one less maintenance item for you. It might save you a few bucks, especially if it's something small. Another pro is the pride of ownership. Obviously, if you have a tenant, you want them to stay in your home, and a lot of tenants do take amazing care of the property, and when they feel like it's their own home and they treat it like that, that's awesome for you as the landlord. And if they want to add to the landscaping, or they want to add some shelving or do some other minor things, it can make them happier, and they're also more likely to renew their lease, and that of course will save you money. And another pro could be that there is faster turnaround. Sometimes contractors aren't available right away, and a capable tenant might help you avoid delays on some minor jobs. These things can be benefits, but there is a flip side, and it's a big one. So let's talk about the risks and why it can go wrong fast. And I have definitely got some stories for you, and that's where things can get interesting. One of the big cons, in our opinion, is the liability. And that's why we, as a management company, we simply do not like to have tenants doing any work in the rental properties. There are cases where an owner and a tenant have known each other before, and they've had some conversations, and they started talking about the property, and they worked out some deals without us knowing. And that's really not a great thing, because we have no idea what they've agreed to, and they have very little control, and we have very little control over what actually happens. Somehow they get each other's numbers, and the tenant goes directly to an owner and starts asking for this or that, and the owner, maybe just says okay without really consulting us, and they don't really know what they're getting into. And when you're talking about liability, this could really be a heavy hit. You don't really want to get sued as a landlord. So for example, every tenant who does work on the property, if they get hurt, even something as simple as climbing a ladder, you could be held responsible. And one of the things that we always say is anyone can sue anybody for anything, and it happens, even if it doesn't make sense or even if it's not legit. So is it really worth saving 50 or 100 bucks just to have your tenant do something and then getting hurt because he falls off a ladder and then he sues you? That costs you way more money. To me, that really just doesn't make sense. And a lot of times people just don't think about the liability here. The second con here is quality control. So let's be honest, not everyone does great work, and they're not as handy as they think they are, even if they tell you that they are. This could just turn into a big mess. So if they say they're going to paint a bedroom, for example, they might spill paint on the carpet, they may fall off a ladder, they might just do things really poorly. We've seen this a lot. We've seen streaky walls and things like that, and paint on the ceiling, and it's just not good. And you end up having to do this all over again, and that costs you twice as much. And we have no way to control the quality of what a tenant does. All we can do is inspect it later and let you know that this was done poorly, and the same goes for you. You can't stand over their shoulder and control what they're doing, so you're taking a big risk. And this is just a small thing, the paint. But what if they do something really bad with something more complicated, whether it's plumbing or whatever? Obviously that could turn into a much worse situation. And the third con is code violations. Now, in some areas, they're simple repairs like electrical or plumbing work. They still require a licensed professional. And we always use licensed and insured vendors in our company, but many owners don't. And obviously tenants, most of the time, are not licensed or professional. And sometimes they'll tell you that they are, and they actually aren't. We recently had a situation where an owner had agreed to let a tenant build a deck. Well, that tenant said that he was a licensed contractor. Came to find out later, he was not. And he never finished the job. It was poor quality work, and the owner was out a bunch of money. And if a tenant does unpermitted work, and if there's ever, like an inspection and then there's a claim, an owner can face, insurance issues and legal issues. Someone loses their license, and it's just better to get the proof that there actually is insurance if you're going to let someone do work on your property. And the last con is ownership confusion. Let's say a tenant put in something and spent their own money, like they wanted a new floor or a new appliance. Well, who owns that when they move out? You need to be crystal clear before any of that work starts, who's paying and who does it belong to. And all of that should be spelled out really clearly so you don't have problems later. And in order to protect yourself, there are certain things that you should do to make sure this happens. First, get it in writing. Always have written agreements that say exactly what they can do, again, who's paying for it, and what happens when they move out so that no one's confused. Make sure you get their license and any insurance, and if they're a contractor and they're doing something bigger, and make sure that you have everything clearly spelled out as much as possible. You've got to set up those boundaries. If it's cosmetic things like planting flowers or bushes or things like that, or changing out cabinets or painting, then even then you should make sure you get approval. You give approval on the color, for example. And what happens if they damage something? Again, who's responsible? You want to make sure that you have some recourse here. You also want to make sure that you do inspections. And if you want to check the work that they do and make sure that it's done correctly, safely, and things like that. Because the last thing you want is for your tenant to do work, and when they move out, you go to the property and you find out it was poorly done and it's a mess, and now you have to spend a lot of money just to get it correct when it could have been done easily the first time. Okay, so while I have mentioned a few pros and I've talked about the cons, at the end of the day, I'll tell you personally and as a policy in our company, we definitely think it's better to keep those repairs and improvements in the hands of a licensed professional and in your control as an owner. There are just way too many things that can go wrong when tenants do work. And luckily we haven't had any major liability issues, but definitely can happen. So if you really want your tenant to do stuff and make small, decorative repairs, just spell it out clearly. And what happens if something goes wrong? Leave those bigger renovations to licensed professionals. I hope this helps you because it is a common question we get. And this was a big one that we dealt with recently, but there definitely have been other cases where things just didn't go as planned, even though it sounds easy, and most of the time it doesn't work that way. So rather than get yourself into a mess, just spend the money, get it done right the first time. You'll be happier you did. So I hope this was helpful, and share this with others that you know. Hope you'll subscribe to our channel. I'll see you next time.